Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a good evening, a good Easter weekend. This is the Attractive Nuisance here, and we're bringing you a brand new video. We're going to discuss basically the ongoing issues with XDefiant. We're going to discuss the article that was released recently by Tom Henderson at Insider Gaming, which talks about how kind of a toxic culture and some other problems have led to the multiple delays, basically with the game coming out. And then we'll talk about a post made by actually the members of the XDefiant team that basically stated that there'll be a playtest coming up again, and then hopefully after that playtest, basically it's a server stress test. They just want to see if the server can handle a large number of people, and then hopefully after we hear about basically the stress test and different things, we'll actually get hopefully a final date or release date for XDefiant. And of course, XDefiant's been kind of it's been a really strange process. If you guys haven't been around basically the XDefiant hype or didn't get a chance to play I think there was a few betas that came out, if I remember correctly. I played in one of them. Had a lot of netcode issues, had a lot of problems with it. But, you know, when the game was working and functioning well, it reminded me of the old days of Call of Duty, you know, those old days, Black Ops 1, MW1, 2, 3, Black Ops 2, you know, kind of those glory days of COD. And I think that's what excited everybody so much about XDefiant, but just with the multiple delays and everything, it's just, you know, people have kind of, you know, they're basically been wondering, you know, is this game ever going to get released? Why have there been so many delays on this game? Right now, I'm going to basically go into this Insider Gaming article by Tom Henderson. So this information, of course, is taken by Tom at Insider Gaming. I definitely recommend you guys follow Tom Henderson on Twitter, one of the best insiders for gaming information. He's kind of the go-to guy when it comes to leaks and different things. Most of the time, I would say most leaks you probably can take with a grain of salt, but with Tom, usually Tom's spot on things, so I would definitely take this is probably actually what's happening at the studio, and again, we'll link this down in the comments if you guys want to read it, but I figured I'd kind of touch on the most important parts of it, and then we'll get into basically this new playtest coming up. But basically, Tom mentions that, XDefiant has missed dozens of internal milestones and deadlines these past couple of years. And although Ruben, who reached out to him, who actually is like the studio head of XDefiant, he reached out basically to Tom Henderson on Twitter and talked about how, the netcode issues and the release date stuff is accurate. There's more to it. There's more to these delays and different things like that. And of course, as Insider Game reported, XDefiant shortcomings stem from several executives and directors on the project that are internally referred to as the Boys Club. Of course, at first, this Boys Club was the name given to a few select individuals who caused constant problems on the game's development, and the term was collectively agreed upon by some members of the team to feel a sense of camaraderie. So in the beginning, this Boys Club was actually a good thing, but we kind of see how it's kind of turned more toxic here. Of course, a couple of years later, the group grew to a dozen or so, both male and female individuals, and it's a term that has evolved into something much more bitter in the studio. The group has been the cause of multiple missed deadlines, crunch time, and a toxic work environment. Multiple people sadly leaving the project, said these sources for Tom and Insider Gaming. Of course, while there isn't an exact date on when the Boys Club evolved into something more sinister, several sources stated that the change became the most apparent around the time the Tom Clancy brand was dropped, basically announced early 22. Of course, if you guys have been following XDefiant and the news on the XDefiant project, originally it was called Tom Clancy's XDefiant. Of course, they took that name out, and it's now just XDefiant. Of course, before the decision, the game was intended to be released in the holiday of 2021. It's almost hard to believe, isn't it, 2021? I mean, we're now in, 2024? I mean, it was supposed to release 3 years ago. That's how many delays we've had. Of course, this change meant more freedom for the project, obviously, when the Tom Clancy name was dropped. of course allowing the boys club to make unnecessary changes, which has of course had a domino effect on the process of the game. Despite warnings from the team, it's currently added over 2 years to the game's development. Eventually things got so bad that XDefiant's toxic work culture, crunch, and internal problems became so prevalent that knowledge of the boys club even spread to other studios at Ubisoft. It's kind of crazy here. And like I said, this report just kind of states all the different issues here. And of course, Tom kind of gets into the multiple netcode issues as well. That's basically still kind of plaguing XDefiant. And that was my biggest complaint. I don't know if all of you had issues like that. Let me know in the comment section when you tried the beta out. But that was my biggest gripe with the beta, was all the netcode issues, where, hit detection issues. Basically, you get shot around corners. You die in one bullet, whereas, you'd kind of watch the kill cam and things like that, and somebody actually hit you with 6 or 7 bullets, but you didn't see that on your screen. A lot of issues there. And of course, too, one of the problems as well with XDefiant, and you'll see in this article as well, is that it seems like a lot of the developers at XDefiant have been trying to incorporate a lot of things Call of Duty related. And of course, this has caused issues to the game, caused the game to basically not run properly. It's kind of broke the game in many ways. And again, in this basically chasing the idea of, well, let's make this just kind of like a Call of Duty clone, it's just caused a lot of problems for the game. Again, it's a lot of delays. It's of course added to other issues in the game as well. But again, this game was supposed to be released in 2021. That's crazy to read this article. And I knew it was supposed to be released a few years ago, but man, 2021. We've been waiting 3 years, and we're still waiting. So, of course, XDefiant did announce a new server test, and of course confirmed the delay. I think, if I remember correctly, the game was supposed to be released more on kind of recently in the last couple of weeks, but of course that was confirmed to be delayed again. So basically, I figured I'd read to you here this update from the actual XDefiant development team. Of course, Defiance, first and foremost, thank you for your continued support for XDefiant. We are proud to have such a passionate community, and we thank you for your participation in the test phases, including our insider sessions. This game has always been community first, with player feedback as a top priority. While we hope to go live by the end of March, there are some improvements that we need to test before that. So we're finishing preparation for a 12-hour server test session that will be worldwide on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. So this game is not coming to previous consoles, so just the recent consoles. The goal of this test is to stress our servers and to get critical data to prepare for launch. This is where we need your help to test our servers as much as possible. As always, feedback on your experience is important to us. After this short test, we expect to be able to lock in a launch date and start sharing more about the exciting content XDefiant has to offer in the future. Thank you again for standing by us. We will be back once we are ready to share more news. So unfortunately, this is nice to see that, they are hoping to move forward. Of course, the game has not been canceled yet. But again, we don't have a date for when this stress test basically is going to occur. So basically all the takeaway we have from the XDefiant Twitter post is that, hey, there's going to be another future test, and basically after this future test, then we'll be able to release a date in the future again. So of course, we don't see any end in sight, but hopefully the end is near for those who are interested in playing XDefiant, and basically, hopefully we'll see something come of this, hopefully in the next few months, but we'll see. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated on any news or anything like that, gaming related. But let me know in the comment section, were you guys able to try out the beta? Did you enjoy XDefiant, and are you looking forward to it? But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, make sure if you're still here, you've watched the whole video, make sure, again, hit that like button, helps helps get this video out to more viewers. And if you like the content, make sure to subscribe, so you don't miss anything in the future. But anyways, this has been the Attractive Nuisance, and we'll see you next video.